For many years, Korea was one. One country, one people, with amazing traditions and stories they all shared. From big mountains to green valleys, life was good, like the rivers that flowed across the land. Families celebrated old ways and their happy sounds could be heard across many years. Korea was strong, a beautiful mix of art, music and stories. Kings and queens ruled, building amazing palaces and temples that we can still see today. But this peaceful time, this shared history, was going to change. The 1900s began, and things started to get difficult for Korea. Powerful countries from far away wanted to control other lands and they looked towards the east. Korea, a small country caught in the middle of all this, was about to have to fight to stay free. The beginning of separation had started, and the people of Korea didn't know what the future would hold. In the early 1900s, Japan, wanting to be more powerful, took over Korea. Korea wasn't free anymore, it was a hard time. Japan tried to make Korea like Japan. They made people speak Japanese and follow Japanese ways. Schools taught Japanese history and culture, and Korean traditions were almost forgotten. Japan took Korea's resources, leaving Korean people poor, but Koreans fought back. Secret groups tried to make Korea free again. Young and old, men and women risked their lives for freedom. They were brave, but Japan's army was too strong. But even in the darkest times, the Korean spirit stayed strong. They never stopped dreaming of being free. They didn't know that when World War II ended, even though Japan would leave, Korea would face a new problem, being split in two. After World War II, Korea was caught between two powerful countries, the United States and the Soviet Union. Korea was important because of where it was, and these two countries wanted control. So, in 1945, they drew a line on a map, the 38th parallel. This line split Korea in two, even though it didn't care about the people or their shared history. North Korea became communist, like the Soviet Union, and South Korea became democratic, like the United States. Two very different ways of running a country, now in charge of one country that used to be united. In North Korea, Kim Il-sung, with help from the Soviets, became leader. In South Korea, Syngman Rhee, with help from the Americans, became leader. The line, which was supposed to be temporary, became permanent. The Korean people, who wanted to be one free country, were now divided. This led to a terrible war. In 1950, North Korea attacked South Korea. This started the Korean War, a very sad war where Koreans fought against Koreans. For 3 years, families fought each other. Cities and towns were destroyed. Many people died, were hurt, or lost their homes. The war left a terrible memory for all Koreans. The United States and other countries helped South Korea, while China and the Soviet Union helped North Korea. The fighting stopped in 1953, but the war never officially ended. North and South Korea are still divided by a special area where no soldiers are allowed, but it's a reminder of the sad war. North and South Korea are very different today. South Korea is modern and successful with lots of technology. North Korea is isolated and very controlled by its leaders. People in North Korea don't have the same freedoms as people in South Korea. They don't have much information about the outside world. South Koreans can say what they think and use the internet, but North Koreans can't. These two countries, which used to be one, are now very different. Korea being divided isn't just about politics, it's about families being separated. The war split families, and they couldn't see each other. For many years, people couldn't talk to their family on the other side. They couldn't send letters or make phone calls. Many Koreans were very sad because they missed their families. Sometimes they could see each other for a short time, but it was very difficult. Being separated was very hard for many Koreans. Even though it's difficult, many Koreans still hope that North and South Korea will be one country again. They want families to be together, and the sadness of the war to go away. Sometimes, families can see each other for a short time, but not very often. Sometimes North and South Korea do things together, like at the Olympics, which gives people hope. But it's very difficult to make the two countries one again. They have different ways of doing things. Nobody knows what will happen to Korea in the future. The two countries are still divided, but Korean people are strong, and they share a history and culture. Maybe one day, North and South Korea will be one country again. Until then, the world is watching and hoping for peace in Korea.